How to keep a woman hooked through texting when you physically can't see one another.
Well, I wouldn't suggest trying to do that through texting because the phone is for setting dates, especially if you're long distance and you might, like my experience dating women from other countries, we typically would be away from each other at most about 4 to 6 weeks because we would always take turns going back and forth to each other's country. And so in between that time, we're usually, I mean, if we're in a relationship, we're probably doing Skype video or FaceTime a couple times a week. But if you just like say you met and you went and hung out for a weekend or a week or whatever and had a good time, then maybe once a week I would do a video type date. And so if she's reaching you or texting you or sending you a meme or something like that, and you guys are laughing back and forth, I would try to have at least once a week some kind of video date where you can have a glass of wine together, you can have dinner together. It'll be like a date. Obviously, you just can't be together in person. And once a week is good for that, especially if you're just kind of dating. If you're boyfriend, girlfriend, then probably 2, 3 times a week she'll probably just FaceTime you out of the blue, usually when you're dropping a deuce or something inconvenient. I have an aunt of mine and she calls me FaceTime and almost every time she calls me on FaceTime, I'm literally sitting down trying to drop a deuce. It's like, I don't understand how that happens, but it just happens. I love my aunt, but she's just one of those people that just seems to, oh, I'm gonna call Corey. Hey, what are you doing? It's like I'm taking a shit. What are you doing?
Yeah, I definitely
I don't
think
answer. I text her. I was like, I'm taking a shit. How is it possible that you always call me when I'm taking a shit?
you guys are on the same cycle, I guess.
Apparently.
Um,
Well, I don't see how, because if she was taking a shit, she wouldn't be FaceTiming.
you don't know that. You don't know that. You don't answer.
I do know that because she's not. I'm
Have
the
you-
one taking the shit.
Have you answered when
Once.
was she?
No, she was not. She doesn't call me when she's taking a shit.
Okay.
That would be weird.
I mean, I don't know.
I usually just send it to to voicemail. I'm like, I'm taking a shit. I'll call you in a minute.
I don't know. I definitely think FaceTiming more than once a week, probably twice.
If you're in a relationship,
Yeah,
2 to 3 times, typically.
What happens if you're not in a
She's gonna be
relationship?
calling you.
What happens if you're not in a relationship, but they're still a long distance away?
Once a week.
You only reach out when they get in
Yeah.
town?
Once a week. No, once a week you
I
do a
mean-
video date. Where were you? Were you not paying attention? I just went through all this.
Like, imagine this was like, okay, so imagine it was like kind of like the COVID time and you guys were all trying to set up dates, but tone that down. Like, you're not dating the person if you're not dating the person, but you were trying to like.
If you just started seeing each other, maybe
like
you went
when you
for a
were
weekend.
going
Once a
on,
week
like,
is
COVID
good. If you're in a
FaceTime
relationship,
dates.
it's going to be 2 or 3
How
times
is
a
it
week
going
she's
on
going to want to
COVID
FaceTime.
dates?
Nobody did COVID FaceTime dates?
No.
Stupid. No. COVID's
Well, at the time I was with an ex of mine at the time, so didn't
Okay,
count
I was
for me, did
single
not
during
apply.
COVID.
Jade had a friends with benefits. This is BP before Pete.
Yeah, I think,
Right.
I was single during COVID.
I wasn't.
So, like,
you had
I
the
was
COVID
having-
hookup. The
COVID
COVID
hookup.
friends with benefits.
Yeah, so I was doing FaceTime COVID dates and having like wine night, dinner over FaceTime. So like that's what I would
And you
recommend.
would boss them around.
No, I would take a shot of whiskey or
And get
make
even
dinner.
more bossier.
You were just doing FaceTime shots?
COVID was
Yeah.
a psyop. It was all a psyop.
Yeah.
I didn't let the
Bert
government
would be
show.
in the background. He'd be like, "Oh, we're taking shots of whiskey. Pour me one." So I
Birthday
mean,
dad.
I would recommend probably do a little bit more than texting if you physically can't see one another and you
Yeah,
wanna-
also there's a
One
lot of people that
FaceTime
suck
date a
at
week.
texting.
if
Gotta
you
be
wanna
careful.
stay
Listen to
hooked.
the ladies, gentlemen, because they
There's
tend to give
people-
you
Yeah.
their
I mean,
feels.
don't do too much because if you do too much, you're going to drive her away from you.
But if you don't
Yeah,
do
she should be
enough,
doing 80
But
to
if you
90% of
don't
the
do-
initiating when you're long distance as
she's
well.
going to find somebody
Yeah,
in
she
town
will
that can see
find
her face to face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She will find another man that will give her what she needs and what she wants.
Also, texting could be a bit of a drag sometimes. Some people are either dry or they just plainly suck at texting.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't
that's
like
me. I suck at texting. For sure.
Last thing I want to do is text anybody on my phone or messaging apps or anything.
I have
Miss
so many text messages that are unread that
She ghosts everybody.
not on purpose.
Well, a lot of times text messages they don't come through like the way you meant them to come
Right.
across.
Yeah,
don't
don't
know
try
the
to use humor
connotation.
through, especially if it's a girl you're just dating. You know, it's different when you're in a relationship and she gets your sense of humor.
Yeah.
But when you just start dating and you're trying to be funny and cute through text, 9 times out of 10, you're going to say something wrong. That's why you should use the texting to set up a FaceTime chat. Because if you say something she doesn't like, you can see it in her face and you can take corrective action immediately. But if you're texting it and you try to be cute or funny and you end up insulting her and then you wonder why it takes her a long time to reply, don't do
Sometimes
it.
it's just like
you
a
can do like
misunderstanding.
voice notes in the text, and you can send memes. That's also
Keep it to a minimum if you just started dating.
right.
Oh yeah, you talk like
You can
where they
send
can actually hear
yeah
your
the
voice.
voice notes, which are probably a little bit more personal, because people, I mean, back in the day, we used to pick up the phone and call one another, not on cell phones, but that was like more of like a real personal
Yeah.
relationship. And I think today like texting has completely
It's impersonal.